And so then, what is love? We want our truths not be horrible and our love only beautiful. Will we forget ourselves in this? So then, what is love? It is almost a magic to us, in that it is a principle of creation. Even if we are unconscious to it, it is as well a revelation of our being and our response to it. Love is similar in this way as well to that of death, in the way that death gives to life. That it is a requirement of change that derives a higher truth and forward pushes nature. So too is love. It requires of us, in its presence, it requires of us an acceptance and a change of anything that is not of truth. It is frightful to us, to so many of us. We feel lost in this way that we do not have love. We forget our origin. Our very nature and being is that of love. And we forget, and we seek, and we clamor outwardly. We desire greatly. That we may have ourselves in love. And we seek another for this in the world. And it is a curious thing. Whenever you come across it, it is almost undeniable. It is a force of nature that a heart is, that love is. It is a force beyond oneself and inseparable from oneself. Though we may close our eyes to it, and it may be facilitated upon us that we close our eyes to it. That we may see. Outwardly we seek that we may see what has always been within us. This creative principle of love, this requirement of transformation and change in deriving higher truth and nature of being. It is joyous, it is feeling, it is presence. It is more than this. Love is loss. Love is loss. And there is gain and loss in love. Once more, that you have it of yourself. And in this way, as one has it in themselves, I may give to another. Only in this way that I have of myself that I may give to another. It is behavior as well. It is a way of acting. It is a way of doing that is reflective of a higher nature and truth that God is. Love is a revelation. It is a beautifully humbling thing to understand, to have presence for this. Consider, it is not yours. You cannot force it out of yourself. You can only receive and accept it. It's always being of you, but it is not a force you may command. It is beyond you in that way. It is a force that comes through you. It is a revelation of God, of higher nature, of truth in this way, of conscious, of awareness that brings us to this place. And this is one of the great blessings of man, of a human being, this capacity that we have of love. It is said that what one hates of another, in that you may find what they hate of themselves. And it is similarly true in love. In the way that love will require of you all those broken pieces of you. It will require of you a presence for all of the broken pieces of your being. For every insecurity and hurt, it will require, love will require of you a presence for these things. It will coax it out of you. The places of yourself that you have allowed to be incomplete will be presented to you in love. And it can be horribly frightful in that way. It's so often we think of horrifying things as being so foreign and strange, but very often, and you will witness this in every piece of the world very often, what is truly horrifying to people is what is so beautiful, because it requires your presence, that you may be a witness to something so complete and beautiful that every wound pours forth out from within you to be seen and known. And that is the trick of it. That is the beautiful nature of it. That you go through these things, that you may have this, that you may have love, that you go through these things, these broken pieces of yourself, that you go through this, that you may have love, that you are imperfect in design, that you are imperfect of and in yourself, that you may be made whole. In that imperfection, it allows this completion. It allows love a place to be. Your imperfection, your flaws, your insecurities, your fears, your wounds, the places that you bleed from perpetually, these scars that you cannot and will not heal of yourself. They will bring you to this. They will bring you to love. And you will see it. You will see it in another. And you will find love there. That you have found yourself in another. In everything that is imperfect of another, you will find yourself. The broken pieces make you more. And we come to find nature directs this of us. Love comes through us, in that we find in the broken pieces of ourself a wholeness of another. Truly, this is grace. To have presence for this, that is grace, because it is authenticity that grace is. Here is my shield, my bleeding heart. And it becomes in this way that you find every piece of strength within you comes from vulnerability. That I may allow you this, to witness me as imperfect. That is part of the magic. That I'm broken too. That is a part of the magic. That you are not incomplete in my eyes. Your bleeding wounds are sacred. And I will give you mine. And I will accept of myself this force of love come through me in perfection. Croaky smile. Change, transformation, death, allowance, acceptance. I give you this. I give it to myself. True love, sacred blood, death of your enemy. Infinite is my love supply. The death of our enemy. The transformation of these broken pieces of ourselves. And a thank you, a gratefulness to go through it. Just imagine of yourself that you are great, that you are strong, that you are this image of perfection, and you have nothing to push off against. What are you? You are of no use. To be perfect. Nothing to push off against. No contrast. Paint the sky with my bleeding heart. Beautiful sunset and sunrise. Tears of my eyes. Water the earth, and life you will grow. These things we may give and find of ourselves. These things we may give and find of another. And perhaps then that is what love is. Once more, that I am, that you are. And nothing out of place, nothing out of place, everything a perfect fit and mirror to you, that we may find this together. Smile at the mirror, cry in the mirror, scream at the mirror, call me no. And never have you been alone. Love is your proof of this. It's so often we cry out and find it alone. Those moments of suffering. Many are they, those moments of suffering. Choices are made there. We reach out, we seek to come and know and find of ourselves a love that has never been removed from us. But if we did not suffer, if we did not cry out, if we did not go through so much, perhaps we would never care to know. Perhaps pleasantries would be enough. And here is your wealth, life, and all that it is. Every beautiful piece. The story that you are. And it shapes all things in this way. And you see, it was required of you. It was required of all things that you come into being. That you come into being. You were perfectly placed to witness and come and find and to contribute through all that life is, through all that your human life and heart is, that you will come to find and know of yourself, and that you contribute uniquely of your nature that you are. Perhaps that is what love is. And may we wonder, and may we find and give this and receive this of ourselves, that we have this of ourselves, and we give to another freely, as we are no longer a slave to unwanting desire, but we may be free, as we have found this richness and this wealth that a heart is, and that we'll have presence for every piece of life. And in this way, servants break their chains, own their masters, and freely give of all that they are and always have been. And no one or no thing outside of yourself has granted this to you, but nature facilitated upon you every opportunity that you may find this. And that is a goodness, and that is a favor, that is a mercy that has been granted to you. In this way, we receive. Everything has a will of goodness towards you. All of existence, all of the earth, all of the heavens, all that is above and below, within and without, every piece of what you are and what you see seeks to grant you love and goodness and truth, revelation of your being, and the freedom for you to find it of your own. Glory, grace, thanks, grateful God, I am that you are. Courage, strength, protection, I'm with you. And this is what love is.